Hi, friends. Just stopped reading chapter 11, No Sugar, No Fat, No Sales, on Michael Moss's Salt, Sugar, Fat book. Wow.
That was a packed chapter, huh?
That really was a packed chapter. You know, what really surprised me was hearing about how Kraft started working on trying not to cause obesity for a little while there, at least. What did you think about that, Jeff?
Well, I think it was interesting that since the cigarette companies, the Philip
Phyllis
Morris
Morris.
was getting sued by all these individuals, and then finally 40 states at once, they knew that nicotine, their gig was up, in other words. And I think they were having another come to Jesus moment with their craft stuff about saturated fats and
Right.
their hand in causing the obesity crisis.
Yeah, it was really interesting reading about that in the beginning of the chapter, how Philip Morris was worried that, because they had expanded instead of just doing tobacco because less people were smoking, they needed to make money somehow. So
Well, they
they
expanded by
jumped
buying
in,
craft.
by buying craft. Yeah, exactly. So, we'll get into the food market.
Diversified is what they did.
There you go. They diversified. And oh my goodness, just even all of the statistics of how much obesity has gone up is incredible. And I had highlighted and starred a part where they realized that what's extra hard about child obesity, a percentage of that going up, is once someone is obese as a child, they're usually obese for the rest of their lives. And so they really had to look at what they were doing. And what they were most worried about is people would figure out it was their fault. It was the food industry's fault.
And like the cigarette companies, that they knew it was their fault.
Yeah.
How do you get out of that?
How do you get out of that?
The cigarette companies, they got in trouble because they hid the stuff that said, yeah, we know nicotine's bad. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
This is classified.
Yeah, exactly. And so then from here, they were like, okay, well, let's get ahead of this. And instead of having them coming after us about it, we can do something proactively. And so they got a really great committee put together of nutritionists, a lady who was had studied for many, many years marketing and how different companies were marketing to children.
Using games and online social media things and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So like even
kids.
Kraft had on their website about Oreo cookies. They had an Oreo cookie counting game, and they had something with Dora the Explorer in it. So that's really marketing to little kids.
And Barney Rubble was selling Fruity Pebbles.
Oh yeah, I remember those commercials. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So they had to really look at how they were marketing to kids and what they were doing. And then they had to figure out, how can we help people to not get obese while eating our products?
So buy it and eat, but don't overeat.
Exactly. And at the same time, not lose money as a company, because they also have,
competitors.
They have competitors that aren't doing this, so they're still making
saying,
the bucks.
Yay! They slacked off on all the sugar, fat, salt. Now we're gonna,
just really
reel
in the dough. Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah. And unfortunately for Kraft, they lost money doing this. And a lot of the CEOs and different people that were a part of the trying to help bring down obesity left. They were either fired or they quit, and they left because of that problem. But there were some things that happened that were good and that are still there. One of them is the nutritional labeling.
Yeah. Do you remember when we were kids? That didn't exist.
No, it didn't. You didn't know how many calories were in what you ate.
Or if they told you how many calories was in this entire box of cereal, there's this many calories, and just assumed you're going to do the math to figure out.
Oh, no, they said how many calories were in their serving, but they didn't tell you how many servings were in that bag. So they'd say, oh, only 160 calories in a serving, and it has this much sugar, this much fat in one serving. But if you're eating a big bag of chips and it tells you how many calories in serve, but you don't know how many servings are in that bag. And so you're like, oh, you get that big party size bag of Doritos or whatever, and you think, oh, 160 calories, that's not that bad. And I really like Doritos. You would eat a whole bunch without realizing how many calories.
And at the end of the chapter, it talked about how you don't really get that satiation like you do with sugar. When you have excess fat, you don't feel it. You just keep on eating. Whereas if you had excess sugar, at some point you go, oh, I can't eat anymore.
Or that's too sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that our brains are wired that nothing's really too fat. That probably because, years ago when
millennia ago.
Oh, yeah, when it was really hard to get enough calories in because you had to go and, I don't know, kill a buffalo or something to get your meat and forage for berries and stuff. Your body knew that if there was fat in something that you were eating, highly valued, yeah, because it would last you a longer amount of time and you would get more energy from eating something with fat in it. So so it makes it so that you don't feel as full as fast while you're eating fat. I didn't realize that. Also, if you throw sugar and fat together, oh my gosh, you could just eat and hardly feel full when those two are put together.
So when I used to get those party-sized bags of Cheetos,
oh my gosh,
and bring them home, and I could just sit on the couch and, where'd it go?
I know. He could. Years ago, Jeff could. He could eat the party size bag and not gain an ounce the next day.
Well, I don't think it was good for me.
No, it wasn't. But when he was,
and it did catch up with me.
Yeah, when he was, I started dating him when he was in his 20s, and it was just amazing how much food Jeff could eat, and he never felt full. Me, I don't know. I'm from the ancestors that we would survive in the famine. We would make it because my body hangs on to every last calorie. I could gain weight just sitting next to him while he's eating his chips, just getting high off the fumes. It felt like anyway. Oh my gosh. What I didn't notice is they didn't talk about baked varieties. I thought they were going to really get into how there was baked chips and stuff. They kind of
did, because at some point toward the beginning of the chapter, they talked about, okay, we have all these high-fat, high-sugar foods. We don't want the dollars from those to be disrupted at all. We don't want to kill our brand, but we'll do a line extension where we have our Oreos, but we also have our better-for-you Oreos, or we have our
well, they did talk about 100-calorie packs.
Well, wait, but they also talked about this line extension of things that were more healthy. So they didn't kill off their good brands, because what would happen if you just took your best brands and just made them lower in calorie and lower in fat and lower in sugar, then people stop buying those, and then you have nothing to sell anymore.
That's true. So yeah, they brought out new products. With their new products, they had caps for how much salt, sugar, and fat would be in the new things.
And I'm talking also about the line extensions where they have a separate product. They have to go and talk to the grocery store. Okay, we have the Cheerios on the shelf. You want to have this other Cheerios on the shelf too. Oh. And not so much Cheerios, but I'm using that as an example.
Yeah. And with the Oreos, they talked about the 100-calorie packs. And I remember when 100-calorie packs came
I
out.
like those.
Oh, I still do. I still do. And that was back when I was doing a lot of Weight Watchers. So it was really helpful to have a 100-calorie pack. And I loved the 100-calorie pack of Oreos and Nutter Butters and
But there's no off switch. You eat one bag and, oh, that was supposed to stop me? Nope, I'm going to eat another bag.
Yeah. The 100-calorie bags didn't work for Jeff. Those were just a suggestion. That was his first handful. He'd get another
But
bag.
you know what?
But it did help me having the 100-calorie bags, because then I would know this is how much I could have. And what I was going to say, Jeff, that was super important in this chapter, we talked about how years ago when we were growing up, there were not nutritional labels where it told you how many calories, period, even for a serving, were in your products. You just didn't know. And then they started doing the nutritional labels, but it would say how many calories in a serving, but they wouldn't tell you how many servings if you ate the whole stupid bag. You know, if you ate it all,
well,
how many calories.
Are you going to do all that math? You know what people don't like, first of all?
Math.
And they really don't like math telling them how much they can eat. You know,
I suppose.
Big math.
But they did add that to the nutritional labels, and that started with Kraft, and Kraft actually talked to the FDA about that. And I thought that was pretty cool. That actually,
I thought so too.
that gave me some hope and some respect for Kraft that they did that, because it does make it so much easier. You know, we in the past, Jeff, we've been at Costco, and everything comes in bigger bags when you shop at Costco. And there was some treat that they were giving samples of. And I remember, and it might have even had like a lot of dried fruit in it, where it appeared that it was a healthy product.
It was like a granola kind of thing.
I can't remember, but whatever it was, you handed it to me and said, I really like this. This is tasty. And it's only like, I don't know, like 150 calories a serving. Let's get it. And I took the bag and I read the back and I said, Jeff, feel this bag. How many servings do you think are in this bag? And you're like, I don't know, 4 or 5. And I was like, no, I mean, there was like 25 servings or something in that bag. So that food was extremely calorie dense, and the size bag that it really would have been maybe 4 servings for Jeff. And Jeff, if he was really hungry, could probably eat it all in one serving. But it was like 25 servings in that bag. So it was, there was thousands of calories in that bag. And it really helps to know how many servings is in that bag. And so I do appreciate that came out of all of this, letting us know not only what a serving size is when it's a big bag, but how many servings are in that bag. So you can do the math in your own head, but you can kind of figure out if, are you more likely to eat the whole bag, or are you just going to eat a little bit or whatever?
Do you remember that commercial with Jay Leno as the spokesperson? And I think it was Pringles, or no, maybe it was Doritos.
Okay.
And the slogan was to make people not feel guilty about eating so much. They'd say, don't worry, we'll make more.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that one now. Yep. I just remember Pringles was once you pop, you can't stop. And you pop open the lid. Oh, my gosh. And it was so true.
And that's true.
Yeah. But you know what? Even Pringles, they have like a little container now that's a lot smaller than their big tall cylinder container.
Yeah, so I appreciate still having the single serving bags here, because then I can look at that and I'm trying to, but I got to stay accountable. Like, I'm going to have one with my meal or whatever it is, and stop right there. But I know I can enjoy one, and that's it.
And I can tell you too.
Can I open these?
You can actually.
I'm kidding.
No. And this is one of our favorite items. We like these baked Tostitos so much. It says on there 50% less fat because it's baked. And if I eat this entire bag, it just has 110 calories in it,
Yeah.
which is really good. And because it's shaped like a scoop, what I like to do with these is I'll incorporate them into dinner. So I'll do it in a few different ways. One way, I like to make a really good
Chili.
Chili, but also my cabbage soup, my cabbage vegetable soup.
Oh yeah.
I make a really good cabbage vegetable soup, and instead of having crackers with it, crackers, I can overeat crackers.
Yeah.
But I can take these baked scoops and I can crumble them into it, and then it tastes like a tortilla soup. And then I maybe sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top or whatever if I want to.
That's the real holy grail, I think, of processed food. If they can come up with something that you don't feel like you're being deprived, it tastes good and it has a good mouthfeel, and you'll buy it.
Exactly. Yeah. And then
it's healthy for you.
Yeah. And I also like to make healthy nachos with it. So there's enough of these that if I put it on a plate, now we have two sizes of plates. We have more of like a salad dinner plate and then a bigger dinner plate. But if I use the smaller salad size dinner plate, this bag of chips fills the entire plate.
If you turn them
the
over
smaller
like a little
plate.
scoop, so you can put stuff into the scoop.
Exactly. And sometimes when I make homemade chili, I'll make chili nachos, and I'll put a little bit of chili inside each scoop and sprinkle just a little bit of cheese. But I can measure out my cheese too and try not to have more than 110 calories worth of cheese, which is a quarter cup of cheddar cheese. And I can sprinkle it on top with my whole bean
This even has
chili.
2 grams of fiber.
Yeah. So anyway, I love these, and it's hard to find these at the grocery store in the small bag, but we get them on Amazon, and we're not sponsored by this, by the way, but we do get them on Amazon, and we have created an Amazon
subscription that gets delivered every 3 months.
Yeah, every 3 months, a case of these shows up to our house because that's how much we use it. Sure, if you want. It's a big box, like a huge box. But we use these all the time because I can use it to help me make dinner in a lot of different ways. And they're crispy. They have that corn tortilla taste that I love, but a lot less fat and a lot less calories because it's calorie controlled. Where I do that's what the big. Here we go. No, oh wait, no, this is the lid thing for it. But see, it's a big. We get a piece of it. It's a pretty big box.
But they're individually wrapped and airtight so that they stay fresh.
Let's see. If you want to find it fast on Amazon, you can go to our Amazon shop. We don't own the shop or whatever. It's just the list of the things that are our favorite stuff that we find on Amazon. And if you do use that, it does support our channel a little bit, and just makes it as a nice fast way that you can find some of our favorite stuff. Let's go out of that. How do I get out of that? Back to maybe comments. All right.
Here,
this
how about
is
just stop.
A book club live. So if you'd like to share any of your wins this week, please drop it in the comments so we can celebrate you. And if you have any thoughts about this chapter, about chapter 11, no sugar, no fat, no sales, please let us know any thoughts that you have. I will admit, I usually put a post saying when we're going live on Sunday, and to let our fans know, oh, she's got it up so they can click it. But I was helping my son move yesterday, and I was going to read the chapter, and I didn't get a chance to read it to this morning. So I was reading it right up until we went live. So I didn't get a chance to do a post to let people know in advance that we were going live, other than knowing that we usually go live around 1:30 Arizona time, which is 3:30 Central time in the United States. All right, I don't have any comments so far, so sorry about that. I know some of my usual readers in this club, chances are they didn't get a chance to pop on to the live, and they'll have to catch it during replay. But if you catch this during a replay, please write your thoughts in the comments, and we will respond to those, and we'll do the discussion there. Is there anything else from this chapter that really stuck out to you, Jeff?
I'm just taking a quick look. Well, how about the fact that in the beginning of this chapter, they talked about how Philip Morris was very happy to share their strategies with Kraft on how to market their food, the processed food, to make sure you just increase the craving to make sales. And then toward the end of that chapter, when that one CEO who was trying to push for more healthy products got not canned, but canned as CEO and pushed down into a different position. The people you should watch, like on the money shows on TV, where they recommend this stock or that stock, that they don't want to hear that. Oh, your stock price went down 17%, or
and it went down 17%.
Your profits went down 17%.
Yeah.
Why? You're a food company. You should not be in the business of telling people what to eat. You're going to make your product so desirable that everyone will want to buy it. And so the greed kind of is one of those things that makes me sad, because it's a competition between how do we sell enough to make good money, make sure that we don't kill our business, and also don't make everybody obese. I mean, how do you do that how do you sell your product except by making it very attractive? It's hard.
It is hard. Hey, we got Lisa in the house. Hi, Lisa. Good to see ya. Do you have any thoughts about this, Lisa? Let us know in the comments below. What are you thinking with it?
Try not to hit this.
I'm sorry. Another thing that I was thinking about is, now that GLP-1s have really hit the market, where there's a lot of us that are taking GLP-1 medications to either A, help us with our type 2 diabetes and obesity, or B, taking it to help with just obesity. So like, I myself have been taking Manjaro for 80 some weeks now. I think tomorrow's going to be my 85th shot. I go live on Mondays and I give myself my shot. I believe that soon we're going to start seeing some marketing for people who are taking GLP-1s about their products, marketing of food that would be helpful. Because a lot of us that are taking GLP-1s that have YouTube channels, we've been talking about what things help us. Like, another thing that helps me, not only these baked Tostitos help me out, but so does Oikos yogurt. I like the Oikos Greek yogurt, the 000, because it has a lot of protein in it and is very satisfying, and it's delicious. And so that's like really helpful. So I have a little bit of yogurt every single week. I might not have it every day, but I have yogurt every single week. So things like that are helping those of us who are taking GLP-1s, I bet they'll start marketing to us, because it'll help them make money, of course, but it'll also help, I believe, a lot of people, even people who aren't taking GLP-1s, because that might be an incentive for companies to create things that are healthier. But they need to be able to make money too, because they have their investors that they have to deal with as well.
The cigarette companies, when they finally got sued by those 40 states acting as a class action thing or something like that, the attorney general from, I think it was Louisiana, said, okay, for your liability, you caused the problem, you pay for the problem, to solve it. Mm-hmm. And that's why the cigarette companies found themselves liable for so much money to go out to all the different states' health systems that were trying to pay for all the effects of smoking.
Right.
And Kraft did not want that to happen to them about, whoa, well, we caused the obesity problem, and now you're going to sue us and make us have to pay for that. So that was something that was,
and that was coming from Philip Morris, because they were experiencing that, and they owned Kraft, and so then they were like, let's get ahead of this. Hey, and we got Cindy in the house, Taz the Bulldog's mom. Yay! She says hi, all listening from the gym. And we got Grant here too, and Grant says, good afternoon. Really enjoyed the interview with your dad, Gina, and great job on editing all those videos, Jeff.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's been working really hard this week getting some videos done. And I want to thank Jenny.
She's a slave driver.
Hey, and I want to thank Jenny Boom Boom. I'm hoping she's watching. She had messaged. See, that was your turn that time.
I'm going to blame it on you.
But one of our subscribers, Jenny Boom Boom, said, you should interview your dad sometime, because I talk about him a lot on the channel, that, you know, that he's done so well on Mounjaro and is a super responder, and he's at his goal weight and on maintenance, and I'm so proud of him. And so, so I let her know we did interview him. It just needs to be edited. Because Jeff has about 50 videos in the hopper that need to be edited, including the one we did of Robin Lockwood too. So we got to get that one done as well. But it was Jenny's encouragement that I was like, okay, we got to do the one about my dad real quick. And so Jeff worked on that one really hard this week, going through all the pictures and things. And it really was, he's a character and a half. And you'll really catch what a cute character he is if you watch that video. But yeah, and if you haven't had a chance to see it yet, go ahead and check it out. He is very, very happy with his health right now, and his doctors are really happy with him too. He's been diabetic for 27 years, and he's been obese ever since he was a little kid, and he shares a lot of that journey.
That story about where,
if you're obese as a kid, the chances of you getting of not being obese as an adult are extremely slim and rare, that you usually then have to battle obesity for your entire life. And my dad really did until Mounjaro recently. So, and he really shares a lot about that story, and growing up Italian with an Italian mom that loved you with food. It was a lot of fun. But thanks Grant for watching and reminding people to take a peek at it, because it really is a good video. And Cindy says, agree, Grant, such a great video. Kudos, Jeff, the pics, etc., all wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, he worked hard on that. It took him 2 solid days from morning till night to get that video all edited and up. Oh, thanks, Grant. He gave me a super sticker. Yay! I appreciate that. And if you didn't get a chance to watch Grant's interview, it was fantastic too. I interviewed Grant 2 weeks ago, and he even shared some of his journey of having type 2 diabetes and needing foot surgery from a sore that he got on his foot from type 2 diabetes. And he has a lot of really important advice in that particular video. So I highly recommend you get a chance to watch his video too. Also excellent. And I have good news, you guys. I have another fabulous guest who is coming tomorrow. I'm so excited. And Jeff's going to have to work on the thumbnail for that one. I need to check my email and see if Dave has sent it to me. But Dave from On the Pen, he is going to be our special guest on tomorrow's Mounjaro Monday Live. And I'm super excited to have Dave on board. And he'll be sharing a lot of his Mounjaro journey. And I'm going to ask him too. There's been a lot of, he's always on top of what the latest news is on all the GLP-1s and all the different research and that kind of thing. So we'll be talking about that. And his book is the book we are going to be reading next when we're finally done with Salt, Sugar, Fat.
What about what?
So we'll be sharing that. Yeah, we're a little over half because we just finished chapter 11. And I don't know, maybe 15 chapters in this book. I think there's like maybe 14 or 15 chapters. So yeah, we're over halfway done with this
There's
one.
a lot of
And Dave's book will be next, so you'll get to meet an author before we read his book and do a deep dive. So that'll be really fun having Dave next week. All right, I think. Do you have anything else about this chapter? I think we hit the most important parts, but really, it does say a lot about us as consumers. A lot of the more baked chips and things would be made if we bought them. So as we go to the grocery store and we really look at what ingredients are in what you're eating, and try to find the healthiest options. And as we as a people eat healthier and become healthier, they'll start making more things for us, and they'll start making what we want. But they're in the business to make money, so they're not going to do it for free. That's for sure. All right. Anything? Oh, let's see who. Let me check here to see who our leaders are in the chat today. Let's see our first, second, and third place. Dun, 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 dun. View channel. Here we go. And see, you click on, everyone can see, I can't do it on my computer on my StreamYard app, but when I'm watching on my cell phone like a regular person, right here it says top fans. And if you click that, it tells us that Grant's #1 this week. Yay, Grant. And second place is Taz the Bulldog's mom, Cindy. And third is Lisa Tipton, my good friend who hands out the little Jesus things and is such a sweetie pie. All right, everybody. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow when I have Dave, man on the pen, as our guest tomorrow. All right, everybody. Hold on to your anchor moments and make it a great day. Bye-bye.